Nyla here. Just wanted to take you through some small yoga-based exercises today to get in touch with your hamstrings. If you've got anything coming up where you're going to be using your legs a lot, hiking, skiing, long walks, dancing, whatever it is, we probably all find that we can get quite tight in our hamstrings. So this is just a nice way to relieve and then strengthen a little bit. And it's a very short practice, so you can fit it into the end of your day, beginning of your day, somewhere randomly in the middle. So when you're ready, let's get started. You can come and find yourself into an all fours position, so tabletop position. Checking in here that your shoulders are in line with your wrists and your hips kind of above your knees. Just take a moment here. You can then drop your chest towards the earth as your gaze lifts. Just mobilize the spine a little bit. Always nice to just find a little bit of movement. Exhaling, rounding through your spine from tail to head. And then again, dropping tummy towards the earth, spreading your sits bones apart and reaching your gaze up. Exhale as you round, initiating from your tail, dropping your head and your gaze. Just taking one more round like this. And then finding yourself back in your neutral spine. Tucking your toes. Release your knees up off the earth, hover them for a moment, and then send your hips up towards the sky. Step back a little bit with your right and left foot. Finding a downward facing dog here. You can, if it already feels a lot on your hamstrings or on your back, just bend your knees and allow your back to lengthen. Still think about pressing your heels towards the earth, keeping pressure between all of your hands and fingers contacting in the mat here. And then when you're ready, just bending into one knee and then the other knee, finding a really nice hamstring stretch on each side as you alternate knees. Perhaps your gaze can follow where your bended knee goes. Taking a moment here because you are in a bit of an inversion. Maybe your first one of the day, so just take your time with it, nothing too fast. And then just bending a couple more times on each side before coming back through stillness. And then when you're ready, step your right foot forward, take as many steps as you need to arrive here, and then set your left knee down gently on the earth, finding your low lunge position. Rising up, bringing your palms to touch, and then just finding some verticality through your stance here, through your back. And then bringing your hands back down towards the earth. Perhaps you find a little bit more of a stretch. And then begin to float your right fingertips up, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, release them back down. As you inhale, reaching your fingertips up, allowing your gaze to follow, and releasing, coming down. One more time. Exhale to release. And then just bring your left knee a little bit more forward on the mat. Keeping your low lunge here. Take an exhale as you start to find a half split by straightening your right leg, flexing your right foot, and think about drawing your right hip in towards your right thigh in towards your right hip, almost like you're plugging it in. So you're kind of squaring off your hips. You can bend a little bit more. Using blocks here is also helpful, or books to prop yourself up if you need to. And then as you release, sink your breath, either with an inhale coming forward to your low lunge or an exhale. And then with your next breath in or out, begin finding some kind of straightness towards your right leg. You can keep a bend in it. Flexing your right foot, noticing the back of your hamstrings really getting a big stretch here. And then stepping forward again with your next breath in or out. And then with your next exhale, finding your half split. Again, feeling as though you're plugging your right thigh into your right hip socket here. Maybe you bend a little bit more, maybe you bend your knee and then fold forward a little bit. And just breathe into the space here that you're creating. You can be higher if you're on your blocks, and then coming to find your low lunge again. Plant your palms on the earth, charge up your back leg, send your right leg to meet your left, and then hinge your hips up towards the sky, once again finding a downward facing dog. Breathe in here. Once again, pedaling the knees. Stretching out through your hamstrings. Maybe now you notice one side versus the other feels different. Coming back through stillness. And then, as and when you're ready, stepping your left foot forward. Take as many steps as you need to arrive. Gently place your right knee towards the earth. Bring your palms to touch for a moment, finding some verticality here through your spine. And then releasing your hands down. With an inhale, lift your left fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale to release them down. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to fall. Inhale to rise. And exhale, release. Shuffle your right knee forward a little bit. And you can pad your knee if you need to here, either by folding your mat over or placing a small blanket or prop underneath if you need to for support. Do what your body needs. And then when you're ready, again, beginning to straighten through your left leg, flexing your left foot, plugging your thigh into your hip to level off your hips here. And then taking an inhale to walk your hands forward, finding your low lunge again. Once again, exhale to start to straighten, half split. Keep bringing your left, almost like dragging your heel, but staying on the spot, back to find the leveling off. You can bend into your knee if you need to a bit more here. And then with your next inhale, coming back towards your low lunge. Find a rhythm with this, take your time, exhaling to come back. Breathing into the hamstring area here. Maybe you start to bring your chest or navel towards your thigh a little bit more. If you want to increase the stretch. But if it's already feeling like enough, then just stay wherever you are. Use your blocks if you need to, and then inhale, come forward. One more time, exhale back. Breathe into your hamstrings, and then release forward. Once again, planting your palms to the earth. Bring your black leg up off the ground. Send your left leg to meet your right and hinge your hips up towards the sky. Finding your downward facing dog. Try to lift your hips higher into the air. Keep thinking about pressing your heels into the ground. You can do this with bent knees. Take another couple of breaths in and out here. And then starting to walk towards your hands. And then coming down towards your hands and knees. Release your legs out in front of you. I'll face you now. You can use a little prop to sit up a little bit here if it feels easier on your hip flexors. And if you have a band, you can use this. Options. You can bend your knees, take a breath in as you reach up through the crown of your head. With an exhale, start to send your chest and knees towards your thighs, tummy towards your thighs. Hold on to either the outside of your feet, towards your ankles or shins, wherever feels comfortable really. And then you can release over. You can keep your legs long and do this too for your Paschimottanasana. If you're doing that, just check in that you're not rounding so much through your back. So maybe it's that you put a strap around your feet and hold it here to keep your back a bit more neutral spine here. Or again, bending your knees, folding over. Find whatever version feels good and just breathe again into your hamstrings here. Ease off if you need to. Keep thinking about reaching forward and over. can be quite intense. So really breathe into it, come out and come back in, whatever you need to do. Find a different variation. Taking one final big breath in and out here. And then walking yourself back upright. Come to draw your right sole of your foot towards your left thigh. And send your left leg a little bit further out, outside of your body, towards the outside of your body. And again, you can keep a bend in your knee here. And start to round over your left elongated leg here. Again, your hands can come towards your ankles, your shins, your calves, wherever feels kind of accessible for your head to knee pose. And again, breathing in here. Taking one final breath in, coming up, and let's switch legs. Sending your right leg out long, just a little bit out towards the outer side of your body. Left sole comes to your inner thigh. And again, gaze comes towards your right toes. Inhale, reach up, and exhale to release long over your right leg. Again, your chest can come towards your thigh. You can bend as much as you need to. You can hook a band around here. Whatever you want, just find the variation. You'll probably, where you can feel it in your hamstrings. And it may not be a lot before you can feel it there. So it doesn't really matter how low you get. It's just about how it feels. Taking a nice couple of breaths in and out here. And then releasing, coming back up to your seated position. Bring your leg in, come towards your back, so you're lying down on the mat here. Finding a nice supine position. Maybe for a sec, just rock your legs from side to side gently. And then when you're ready, start to roll your tailbone away from you. Your feet are about hip width apart here. Rolling your tailbone away with your exhale, peeling up off the earth from your low back up towards your thoracic spine or upper back here. And holding up at the top, finding this kind of bridge position. Breathe in. Hamstrings are more strong here. A bit more active. And then exhale, roll back down. Bone by bone, vertebra by vertebra till your low back lands. Once again, press your feet into the earth, roll your tailbone away from you. With your exhale, start to lift up bone by bone. Up at the top, hold here, soften through your chest. And then releasing down bone by bone. Do this one last time. Holding up at the top, feeling as though your knees are moving towards the wall or away from you. And then coming back down. Saying hi to your glutes too. And to finish off here, we'll move to our back. We'll stay in our back, but you'll find a wall where you can just scooch up towards the wall. And then swing your legs up and around. We'll just have our legs up the wall to end your practice, keeping them relatively straight as much as kind of feels okay for you. Just allowing yourself to breathe here. Your hamstrings will kind of naturally start to release a little bit. At the same time, you're in a really easy inversion, so just a nice way to finish your practice. Lots of restorative benefits for you, your mind, your body, as well as getting off your feet for a little bit. Say hi to Lola. Hi, honey. Just take as many breaths as you need and want to here. You can stay for as long as you want. Even longer than this video, that's when the benefits really kick in and will stay with you. So legs up the wall. Sending your hamstrings lots of love. And that concludes our mini practice today. So all the best with what you do with your hamstrings next, and I'll see you next time.